Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I just saw the participants in Zoom already rise up into right now 35, and also the joiner in offline or class also already edit. And before we begin our next agenda, we will have Prof. Hamida uh, to open by your opening speech. Please welcome Prof. Hamida.
Feedback ya. Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning. First and foremost, let us give praise and gratitude to God Almighty for His blessing and grace allow us to gather here today for this very special event, the International Guest Lecture on Setting Future Research Agenda in Financial Management. I esteem Dr. Farhan and respected faculty member and cherished PhD student in management. Today is a significant moment as we have the privilege of gaining deep insight from an outstanding expert in the field of financial management. Dr. Farhan with his achievement and substantial contribution to research is indeed the perfect guide to help us shape the future research agenda in financial management. In this ever-evolving world, research and finance become increasingly crucial. Innovation, technology, and the dynamic of global market uh, compel us to constantly adapt and seek new solutions in existing challenges. Hence, today's discussion is not only relevant but also critical for all of us, both as academic and practitioners. We hope that through this session we can all gain inspiration and guidance that will assist us in formulating research strategies that are both relevant and impactful. We stand at the forefront of change, and our role is to ensure that this change bring maximum benefit to the wider community. I'm confident that the discussion led by Dr. Farhan will open new horizon and provide us with clear direction and developing our future research. Let us make the most of this opportunity, engage actively, and share out for our collective advancement. In closing, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Dr. Farhan for his willingness to share his knowledge and experience with us. Thank you also to the entire community and everyone who has worked hard to organize this event, especially for students in financial management concentration in management science program at ONG. Enjoy the international guest lecture and may this event bring great benefit for all of us. Amen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Hamida, for your opening speech. And after this, ada peribahasa tak kenal maka tak sayang. I'm really sorry, I forget to introduce myself. My name is Henry. I am a student in here, and I will act as a moderator to accompany our speaker, Mr. Farhan Ahmad. Okay. After this, before we go to the next agenda, I just would like to remind everyone who wants to ask later on, there will be a Q&A session in here. For the participants that join through Zoom, you can type your question in your chat room. And then from the participant in here in class, you can raise up your hand and mention your name first. And then after that, you can mention your question. Okay, then we have our international guest speaker in here, Mr. Ahmed, Mr. Farhan Ahmed. Thank you for your joining, that you come. I know that you have a lot activities that we cannot mention one by one, but I believe that your presence in here will be beneficial for us as a student. We can get your insight, what is the next future research of our financial management. And for this, I will welcome Prof. Ahmed to give your presentation material. Please welcome Prof. Ahmed.
Please check. Hello. Hello. Is it okay? Is it okay? Yeah. Hello. Assalamu alaikum. Oh my God. I could not find energy in the room. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. I would request all the participants sitting at the back to join in the front, you know. I really want you to catch up with my screen. They are reconnecting the Zoom. Okay. So, is it okay now? I think it's okay. Yes. It's okay? Okay. Okay, good to go. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu once again. I welcome you all in my session. I'm thankful to the management of Jakarta State University, specifically Professor Dr. Hamida. I think you need to turn off the additional mics. Can you please turn off the additional Is it because of the room? I can speak without mic. I have no issues with that. Is it okay? Is it okay? Okay. Okay. So,
May I ask, kalau di Zoom, kalau Pak Farhannya nggak pakai mic, is it okay? The sound is clear? Okay.
again, there is a repetition. Okay. So I'm thankful to Professor Hamida for inviting me for this wonderful session. Um, while I was discussing about this topic with Professor Hamida, why this topic is important? This topic is important because students face problem. Even not only the students, but faculty members also face problem in setting the research agenda. You know, whatever the topic we think, we search for the literature, and that study is already done. So now what next? Now this is the problem. Problem is not with the available information, right? We have to come up the solution with the data. Do we have enough data first? Yes, we do have lots of data. Tom Peters has said that, you know, we are behind the knowledge, whereas we are full of information. So why not to create knowledge from the available information? The available information we have is through different research methods. I hope probably few from the participants might be knowing about systematic literature review, meta-analysis, bibliometric review. Yes, these three types are known as the recent research methods these days in the field of social sciences, because management also comes under the umbrella of social sciences. So while discussing with Professor Hamida, I set a target that I will be discussing on specifically on financial management, because I am Farhan. You can also call me Funny Farhan. Okay, uh, F Funny, F Farhan. So yes, you can call me Funny Farhan. And as far as my studies are concerned, so I have done ACCA, then I have done my Bachelor's of Commerce, then I have done my MBA in Finance, then Master's in Economics, and then PhD in Management Sciences, specifically within the field of finance. My dissertation topic was on liquidity preference models in asset pricing, a case of Pakistan Stock Exchange, where I developed a proxy for measuring liquidity in Pakistan Stock Exchange. Then soon after my PhD, I got opportunity to do my postdoctorate from University of Almeria, Spain. So I did my postdoc. That postdoctorate is in the field of sustainable finance. So when I completed my postdoc, the University of Almeria offered me the position of visiting professor. So now I'm teaching. I have almost completed my 1 year of postdoc. So now I'm also teaching there as a visiting professor. And I'm also thankful to His Excellency Dr. June Kunchoro. He is the Council Journal of Indonesia in Karachi, a very good friend of mine. When I told him that I'm going to Indonesia for my sessions over there at Trisakti University, at UIN Syarif Hidayatullah, then at Universitas Gadjah Mada, he said that please go to my university. And he connected me with Professor Hamida, and he said that you have to speak at my university because he's the alumni. He's the alumni of this university, right? So let's talk about our today's topic. As far as my research profile is concerned, I have told you about my qualifications. Now I need to share my screen once again. Okay. I hope participants from who have joined on Zoom, they can also see my screen. Okay. So as far as my areas of interest are concerned, my areas of interest are recent research methods. Okay. And being a researcher, I have been awarded my university's Best Researcher Award for 3 consecutive years for publishing papers in JCR journals, Web of Science journals. And I'm the first ever Asian nominee for Moskowitz Prize in 2022 by Kellogg's School of Management, USA, Northwest University. Moskowitz Award is given to the people who have brilliantly worked in the field of sustainable finance. So I could not get that award, but being the first Asian nominee for that award. And I'm the author of 100+ articles. I have published 100+ articles in Web of Science, in Scoopers, in ABDC journals, as well as in ABS journals. I've been the managing editor for the journals in Pakistani universities, as well as I'm looking after the research journals on the editorial board of Edconomy. It's an Indonesian journal. I'm also on the board of Al-Iqtishadiyya, and there is also one journal of perspectives in financial planning and infrastructure by Jambi University. So I am working as a editor in these journals related to Indonesia, and I am also the section editor for IG, it's International Journal of Energy, Economics and Policy. Okay, so let's see what is our lecture content. May I know what makes a learning complete? from the audience sitting in the room, what makes a learning complete? Learning being a concept, it has three dimensions. First dimension is understanding. Second dimension is retention. And third dimension is application. If you understand any concept, but you are unable to apply that concept, your learning is incomplete. And if you can recall the concept, but even you have not fully understood that concept, is still your learning is incomplete. And if you are able to apply, but you are unable to understand and recall, your learning will be again incomplete. So learning must be consisted of these three dimensions: your understanding, then retention, and the application. So I have divided my lecture content in these three types. The first, understanding, I will be giving you orientation of understanding towards how to set future research agenda. How future research agenda is done? The answer is through bibliometric review. So I will be covering the bibliometric review part. Today, I will be not only telling you about the financial management, setting agenda and financial management, but I will also guide you how to do it, not only for the financial management, but for any type of topic, maybe for corporate finance, maybe for asset pricing, maybe for financial economics, maybe for assessing the SME's performance, right? So I will be also telling you how to do this bibliometric review as you people can do for your other sort of studies. And then second step will be, I will be connecting. First, I will make you understand the concept, how to do bibliometric review. Then I will try to connect your understanding with the papers, already published papers. Then the third part will be, I will be teaching you the software, how we do the bibliometric review. And that software will be very easy. We will be covering R Studio. Within R Studio, we have BiblioShiny. And no programming will be required. It will be very easy. With few clicks, you can do wonders. As I told you, we have lots of information, but still we are behind the existing knowledge. We have the information, why not to create new information? Why not to create new knowledge out of it? Okay, so I want to know from you, what are the financial management problems? What are the financial management problems being faced by the financial system of Indonesia? May I know what are the financial management problems? Yes? Anyone from the audience? I want this session to be interactive, please. I want to know what are the financial management problems in Indonesian firms. Maybe financial firms, maybe non-financial firms. Yes? Problems related to? Don't tell me, I won't give you a hint. Yes. Tell me. Problem related to? Maybe, yes? Okay, so you want to say the problems related to analyzing the financial reports of those companies?
Problem is the data because sometimes when I get the data, it's still some missing data in our when I want to get an annual data by year, there is some missing data.
Yes.
So I need to know how to solve the problem when some missing data for my research to get the result later.
Exactly. So, you have the problem with the data. This is not a financial management problem. This is a research related problem. Okay? I am asking about the financial management problem. Okay, the financial management problem can be when companies do not disclose their information, maybe. Yes, now this is the financial management problem. For researchers, when you don't have the data, when companies do not disclose the data, then the researchers face problem. Okay, and as far as your problem is concerned, there are lots of bootstrapping techniques. We have bootstrapping techniques. We can we can do the exponential smoothing for the data, right? We can also convert the annual data into semi-annual data. We can convert the semi-annual data into quarterly Okay, so this is one problem. Yes.
In small business in Indonesia. Maybe for financial literacy is how to increase financial literacy in small business. Maybe small business are limited to access fund like this, and then about asymmetry information for the corporate, yeah, for the corporate like this. Maybe and then for private organization, yeah, for private organization and public organization, that is a different decision in financial management. How to give their knowledge, yeah, to decision in financial management for private organization and non-private organization, like that. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so students, Professor Hamida has helped you, right? She has helped you in assessing the problems. So the first problem we identified, I am not telling you this problem, okay? Problems have been discussed from the audience, okay? The first problem is you said that availability of the data, yes. Disclosure from the companies, yes. Then Professor Hamida discussed about the asymmetric information of the companies, yes, the asymmetric information. And along with that, the problems related to financial literacy in small and medium enterprises. It is very difficult for those who want to start their startups, who want to do their business. They do not know about interest rate. They do not know about markup. They do not know about, gross margin. They do not know about financial statements, right? So you have the problem of financial literacy, specifically in small and medium enterprises. Then you have the problem of asymmetric information in the companies. Then you have the problem of disclosure of the companies. Yes. So these are the problems you people have pointed out. But what I have found, the problems in Indonesian financial system are related to the first problem. The first problem, aftershocks of COVID-19. Aftershocks of COVID-19. So this is the first problem not only the Indonesian companies are facing, but also the entire world is facing. So the uncertainty due to coronavirus, this is the first problem, and Indonesian companies are facing it, still they are facing it. During COVID-19, lots of companies could not achieve their targets. And as they could not achieve their targets, they manipulated the financial statements. Through window dressing, they manipulated the financial statements. Why they manipulated the financial statements? Because they could not achieve the targets. If they could not have manipulated the financial statements, the stock price of that company is going to be fall. That's why what they have done, they manipulated the financial statements. Now your question can be, what about the Security Exchange Commission? Security Exchange Commission is the regulator of all the companies. They did not have a watchdog on the financial statements, manipulated financial statements. Yes, they do have that watchdog. They do have that forensic audit. But because of COVID-19 was a very, disastrous, it was declared as a pandemic. So because of that, some companies got relaxation from the regulator as well. Okay. So this coronavirus, COVID-19 and the, aftershocks of COVID-19 created financial distress, and companies could not manage their working capital, because they were unable to achieve their targets. That's why they faced problems in the operations management. Along with that, targets were not achieved. The second problem Indonesian companies are facing in terms of financial management, that is the compliance. Compliance is a very important part. Okay, because of liquidity problems in the companies, because companies do not have enough cash to show in their financial statements, because of some uncertainties, because of global economic downturn, that has caused the crisis management, and ultimately it is not only caused the unsystematic risk, but also the systematic risk from the system. because of the global economic downturn. The third financial management problem for the Indonesian companies, that is the financial and management reporting. So what it has caused? It has caused manipulated financial statements, you know, and delays in manipulation in reports, delays in projects payment, then that has caused financial instability as well. So this is the third financial management problem in Indonesian companies. And the last problem, that is the major problem, that is the global economic crisis, the geopolitical tensions because of war between Russia and Ukraine, between Palestine and Israel, and the Indonesian coal sector has badly affected because of the global economic crisis, and it has led towards the robust economic policies. Previously, before COVID-19, the government of Indonesia was not, more focused towards the economic policies. But soon after COVID-19 and soon after the, global economic downturn, the government has focused on bringing robust economic policies. So these were some problems of financial management related problems faced by the companies, though companies can be financial as well as non-financial. Now, my question is, as a researcher, why we do the review of the literature? May I know why we conduct the literature? This is a question mark. Yes, I want to know from you.
What is the previous research
Right,
that can become our favorite
right.
next future research?
Exactly. That's great. That's great. Anyone else? Why do we conduct literature review? Why do we write literature review chapter in our thesis? I want to know. Yes? Anyone? Why do we write the literature review chapter in our thesis, or why do we do the literature review? Nobody is willing to answer? Yes, any Zoom participant who want to answer in the chat box? Yes, there are messages in the chat box. How data smoothing thing? Okay, I think financial problems in Indonesia, transparency and weakness in financial literacy, right. Okay, so from the Zoom participants, I want to know why we do the literature review, why we include the literature review chapter in our thesis or in report. Okay. Right, to find the gap. Yes, to find the literature gap. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so do you know who is he? Anyone from the audience? Do you know who is he? Do you know who is he? If you can recall, no? He is an American astronomer, planetary scientist, cosmologist, astrophysicist, astrobiologist, author, and the science communicator. What? Yes, he is Carl Sagan. He is Carl Sagan. Now let's see what are his words of wisdom. What Carl Sagan has said. Carl Sagan has said, you have to know the past to understand the present. As you rightly mentioned, in order to identify the gap. As Henry also discussed, that we look for the previous knowledge available on the topic. Yes, you both are right. Your answers are complementing the words of wisdom by Carl Sagan. Why? Because you have to know the past to understand the present. But I have a criticism on this. I have a little bit critique on this. I think, in my opinion, as a researcher, being a 15 years of teaching and research experience, I have a little criticism on his words of wisdom. According to his words of wisdom, this is an incomplete sentence. my sentence is, my addition in Carl Sagan's statement is, you have to know the past to understand the present, is you can predict the future. Right? Yes, as you can predict the future. Then it will be by Carl Sagan and Farhan Ahmad. Yes. So you have to connect you have to, in order to understand the present, you have to know the past. Why you are trying to know the past? Because you want to predict the future, right? Based on the historical data maybe. So let's see, this is the research flow for the primary data studies. Either it is, either it is finance studies or economics studies or management studies. So this is the research flow, or we call it research process. In the first chapter, we write about the research problem. Now I want to know from where we reach up to the research problem. Now this is a question mark. And director of postgraduate studies, early morning, also mentioned that students are facing problem in identifying the research problem. Now why students are facing problem in identifying the problem? Reason is they are not looking for the right sources from where they can identify the problem. Now let me tell you, if PhD students are sitting over here in the, also on the Zoom, in the financial management, may I know the top conference being held on financial management in the world? Anyone from the audience? See, you do not know about the top conference being held in the field of financial management. It happens in USA every year by American Finance Association. American Finance Association organizes this conference. Okay, so this is the elite association for finance in the world. Why I am telling you about this? Reason is, you have to look for the conferences, the recent conferences being held in the field of financial management, because in the conferences, the keynote speakers tells you everything related to recent problems. If you do not attend the conferences, you can also attend the conferences online, or even you can see the conference proceedings available on YouTube related to the conference if you don't get funding, or if you are not willing to go and attend there. But the first and the foremost source of identifying the research problem within your field is, look for the top conferences being held globally in your field. From the conference, you can get the idea related to what world wants in the field of finance, in the field of financial management, in the field of corporate finance, in the field of financial economics, in the field of asset pricing, right? So the conferences. Second is, may I know who is the father of financial management? Do you know about it? Okay, in finance, we talk about, Harry Markowitz. We talk about Fama French. We talk about, Cochrane. We talk about Moudgiller and Milani. Yes, okay. So we do have certain people, those who have given the theories related to finance. Okay, if you are working on the capital structure, do you know all theories of capital structure? And who has given those theories? What are their recent research papers? What is the recent research paper done by Fama and French in 2024? Maybe you have to look for the, you have to look for the top conferences, and you have to look for the top authors in the field of finance. This is the second best source for finding a problem. What they are doing in their field. It can be related to public finance, it can be related to financial management, it can be related to corporate finance, it can be related to, advanced financial management. But you have to look for the people, those who are regularly publishing within the field. Okay, you know what happened in, usually students visit me and ask me for the topic. As a supervisor, students ask me, sir, kindly provide the topic. I say, this is your thesis, this is not mine. How can I give you the topic? I can give you the direction. Okay, so students went, I asked them to do something on, central banking, because that was very, important topic those days. It was way back in 2019, I believe, yes. Okay, so they came up on the next day, they came and they said that, sir, we are unable to find any topic related to central bank. And surprisingly, when they visited me, I was watching BBC News. And from that BBC News, Tayyip Erdogan, the leader of Turkey, he was challenging the West. If West do not stop intervening in the Muslim world problems, then we might go for our own Islamic central bank. I rapidly got the idea. From his press conference. And I shared with the students, why not to have an Islamic central bank? They completed their 1-year project on Islamic central bank. So the media also plays vital role in getting you the topic, in getting you the problem. Okay, you can look for the Bloomberg, you can look for the BBC, you can look for CNN, or even you can look for the local channel, news channel that tells you about the economic and financial problems in Indonesia. There must be a business channel, right? Business TV channel related to. So I have told you regarding, you can find the problem, you can identify the problem from the conference, most relevant conference, most relevant author, then most relevant TV channel, newspaper, okay, news blog, from where you can identify the topic. And another thing is the most relevant book with the latest edition. With the latest edition, you can have the topic, In financial management, we have book by Brigham, we have book by Van Horn. Okay, you are reading the book. Are you reading from the latest edition? This is the important part, because in the latest edition, latest issues are being discussed, right? So you have to check with your library. If you are planning to do PhD in a particular field, you have to look for the relevant books with the latest edition available in your library or not. If in your library these books are not available, not a big deal. After COVID, all the publishers have, given their ebooks for free. You have my number. If you say, I can also help you in finding the free book with the latest edition related to your field. Okay, so now we have the topmost conference event related to the topic, the topmost author, the topmost media channel, okay, media source, and the book. Okay, so these are some major, major sources from where you can identify the topic. And your topic will be the recent topic. Once you prepare from these sources and you prepare your concept note, visit to your supervisor, and your supervisor will never say you no, because now you are fully prepared. Now you know the problems, and don't go with just single topic to your supervisor. Go with multiple topics, and remember, there must be a mutual interest between the supervisor and the supervisee in a topic. If you are visiting me and asking me, sir, I want to work on working capital management and its effect on financial performance of the firms, maybe for the oil sector, maybe for the cement sector, maybe for the textile sector. So this is your interest. When you're visiting me, I'm your supervisor. I say, oh, I'm not interested in this topic. Right? My interest is also important, because I am the one who has to pick you from the hand, and you have to reach up to the finish line, because I am your supervisor. Yes. So it is very important to have a mutual consensus, mutual interest of the related to the topic between the supervisor and supervisee. Okay. talk for the modalities, discuss with your supervisor. You can discuss, you can refine your topic with your supervisor when you know about the topic. So you have to delve into, you have to jump into the forest of, jungle of that topic. And you have to reach up to something that should be concrete, that should be relevant, that should be new, that should be innovative, and then discuss with your supervisor. Okay? So for research flow studies, first of all, we look for the research problem. Now we have identified the research problem. Then we devise the research questions from the research problem. And after devising research questions, then we go for the research objectives. Okay, a few days back, I received a PhD thesis for evaluation purposes. When I checked the objectives, there were 6 objectives. And when I matched those objectives with the findings and conclusion of that report, out of 6 objectives, only 4 objectives were achieved. 2 objectives, the remaining 2 objectives were never discussed in the whole report. I hope you have got my point. There were 6 research objectives in the thesis, but a student could only answer just 4 objectives. Okay, then I gave him the major revision. If you are claiming that there will be 6 objectives, you have to answer all these 6 objectives. Otherwise, your report will be incomplete. Either remove the remaining 2 objectives, which you could not achieve, or try to achieve those remaining 2 objectives and include in your report. Okay, so research, from research problem to research questions, then research objectives. And here comes the important part. The important part is theory. Research is all about theory. Research is all about theory. In research, either we develop the theory or we test the theory. For development of theory, we call it qualitative research. For testing of theory, we call it quantitative research, right? If you go with the both sides, first you do qualitative, then quantitative, that research is known as mixed method research. Okay? So now, once you are done with the identification of the most relevant theory or model, in finance and in economics, we have econometric models, right? So you have to devise the propositions. If it is qualitative, you have propositions. If it is quantitative, you have hypothesis. But remember, when we are talking about, economics and finance studies, we have to check the data first. We have to check the behavior of the data. We have to do the diagnostic test on the data. Either there is a unit root in the data or not. Stationarity testing should be done, okay? So next part is data collection. This is the research flow. You can see this research flow is from left to right, okay? And this is for primary data studies when we do the surveys. Now let's talk about the secondary data studies. Now, have you seen the change? This one is from left to right, and this one is from right to left. Whenever we talk about secondary data studies, yes, when we talk about secondary data studies, you have to look for the data first. One friend of mine, she did MBA with me, and she recently completed her, coursework in PhD. She completed her coursework in PhD. She visited me and asked me for the topic. I helped her in the topic, and I designed a topic that was on financial innovation in Pakistani financial system. Then what happened? After 6 months, she started that topic. She wrote the introduction chapter, literature review chapter, and the methodology chapter. And then she again visited me. Now, she was like crying because reason was she had an idea that she will get the relevant data from the Central Bank of Pakistan on the financial innovation. But unfortunately, there was no data available on financial innovation. Now see, her efforts were vested because she completed the introduction chapter, literature review chapter, and the methodology chapter, but she could not get the relevant data. So this is the reason why I have, why this research flow starts from right to left. Because whenever you do the economics and financial data studies, you have to look for the data first. Either data is available or not. As Devi said, Devi mentioned about the companies that do not have, complete information in their financial statements. See, there is a problem, right? So you have to do what? First of all, whatever the topic you think, you have to assess the data. Either data is available or not, because availability of the data is very important. Okay, first is availability. Second is authenticity of the data. Either that data is coming from the relevant source or not. A private company cannot create data. A private company cannot be considered a data that is provided by a local company, right? And that data is a government related data, and they are, they have formed this company just to earn money. So the source of that data can be, questionable. You have to check with the relevant organization. If you want to work on companies stock or in a stock market, right, you have to check the data from the stock market. If you are working on any particular sector, particular companies, maybe in the field of coal, maybe in the field of food, you have to collect the data from central bank, right? You have to collect the data from Security Exchange Commission. So remember, authenticity of the data, authentic source of the data is the most important part when it comes to economics and financial type of studies. And if you want to do some, Asian studies, you have World Development Indicator by World Bank, and nobody is going to question this source of information. Okay, you have International Financial Statistics, you have Bloomberg, you have Financial Data Stream. Okay, so these are the major sources from where you have to collect the data. Authenticity of the data is very important. Last week when I reached here, I was discussing with professor from Trisakti University. She discussed that we have a small and medium enterprises. There is an organization, okay, who is collecting all type of data related to SMEs in Indonesia. So if you want to work on the performance of SMEs, contact that organization, because that is from the government side. That organization is the regulator of SMEs. They can only provide you the relevant data. They can only provide you the authentic data, not any private company or not any private person who says that I can provide you the data, because authenticity always matters in secondary data studies, right? Okay, so once you see, you have got the idea of your research, then you have to check either data is available or not. Okay, first availability, second authenticity, third diagnostic testing. Either that data is able to be predicted or not. Either that data, what is the behavior of the data? Either that data is seasonal, either that data is cyclical, either that data can be used for the prediction purposes or not. So you have to do the informal checking on the data before going for the formal checking. You have to do the informal checking. I call it informal checking. I call it data diagnostic. You have to look for the descriptive statistics. You have to check some inferential statistics. You have to check mean, median, mode, harmonic mean, geometric mean, maximum, minimum, range, standard deviation. You have to check either the behavior of the data is a platykurtic, mesokurtic, leptokurtic. When it comes to kurtosis, either your data is left skewed or right skewed when it comes to skewness. Okay, and you have to also check either data is missing or not. If data is missing, there are lots of bootstrapping techniques to cater those missing data. Remember, whenever you are dealing with missing data, you have to mention in your report that we found the missing data. Okay, We have manipulated, because this is also manipulation. But remember, this is the fair manipulation. When you report, manipulation becomes fair manipulation. When you do not report, then it is the actual manipulation. And actual manipulation is crime. When manipulation is reported, it's fine. When manipulation is not reported, it's crime. Right? You are saying that we have transformed the data. Okay? You are claiming this in your report, in your thesis, that you have transformed the data. Okay? And you have, given a disclaimer for it. It is fine. But if you have transformed the data, you have manipulated the data without informing to the readers, without informing to your supervisor, without informing to the committee, that is crime. That is academic theft. Because from there, you won't be getting the, true results. And when you do not get the true results, and despite of that, you report your results to the industry, you report your results to the academia, it will be the part of public policy. And ultimately, it is crime, because that is a manipulated data, right? Okay, so once you have the data, you do the informal and formal checking, go back, create the hypothesis, go back, relate your hypothesis with the theories, available theories, go back to your research objectives, research questions, and in economics and financial studies, your research problem keeps on changing until and unless you decide, you reach up to something, because we are completely dependent on the data in economics and financial studies. I hope it is clear. Do we have questions in the chat box? Okay, we have questions in the chat box. I think we should take questions in the end, right? Yes, yes. After my present, please, participants attending on Zoom, you can write all the questions. I will be spending good time on answering your questions. Okay, so now next we have is, okay, so I said that why we do the literature review. What is literature review? Literature review is all about a critical look. Okay, remember, you provide critique, right? Because if there is no criticism, there is no debate. And if there is no debate in your research, that is not a research. You are not creating new thing. Okay? You are reinventing the wheel again. Research is not about reinventing the wheel again. Remember, we do the literature review because it gives us the critical look. It supports the argument we have generated in our research problem. So these are the objectives of LR, literature review. We do the literature review in order to provide background information related to topic, establish importance, demonstrate familiarity, and to carve out the space for further research. Because of this, we do the literature review. Now, what are the qualities of effective literature review? How a literature review can be the effective literature review? We can have the effective literature review when we know the recent trends related to the topic. And as I told you, recent trends can only be answered, recent trends can only be identified through top authors, top books, top conferences, top media sources, right? And can be many. And the affiliation with top universities, organizations, those who are doing research on this particular topic. Okay, we have to also look the particular associations, those who are doing research on this particular topic. Like I have association with the Center for Alternative Finance. It is by Judge Business School, Cambridge University. Okay, they are working on alternative finance. Alternative finance, and alternative finance is very much important for addressing one of the important problems, as Professor Hamida said, SMEs. So alternative finance, have you heard about this term, alternative finance? This would be probably your first time, right? Listening to this topic. Alternative, there is a complete research center by Cambridge University, Judge Business School, okay? I am also associated with that center. That is on Center for Alternative Finance. There we work on possible ways of crowdfunding, possible ways of how to financially literate the illiterate. Okay, so this comes under the umbrella of alternative finance. Okay, if you want to work on your topic, also look for the topmost organizations, topmost research centers in the world, those who are working on the topic in which you are interested in. Okay, so for this, for effective literature review, what is important? We have to outline the important research trends, and we can outline the important research trends through bibliometric studies, because what bibliometric studies sets the agenda for your research. And this is how today I'm going to tell you about this. So these are the sources. If you can see, we have the, you can, approach the literature. Whenever I receive the papers for review, I hardly found the references from the books. Okay, I hardly found. I hardly found. Reason is, people are not interested in citing the books. It means if you are skipping the most relevant books, you are skipping very important information. Students usually ask me, sir, what are the reasons why my research papers are not being published, are always rejected? One of the major reason is when you do not cite from the books. When you do not cite from the most relevant research journals. If you are working on financial management, and when you are not citing the research papers from Journal of Financial Management, then how your paper can be published in a very good journal? Because you have not reached up to the most important journal in the field of financial management. So editor will straight away reject your paper. Okay? Another source from where you can find the topic, from where you can find the topic or your problem statement, that is the journals websites. There are lots of journals. If I can show you, I hope you can see my screen, right? Yes. Okay, see this. We have, this is MJL Clarivate on my screen. Yes, is it visible? Have you people used this website? No? This is mjl.clarivate.com. I am going to send the link of this website, copy, and in the chat box. Okay, so this is the link. What I'm going to see from this website, you can find the most relevant journal in your field. See this, I have written finance and simply search journals. This is by Web of Science. See this, how many finance journals we have. We have Abacus, a journal of accounting, finance and business studies. Accounting and finance, African Journal of Accounting, Auditing and Finance. Right, so we have lots of journals. When you try to reach up to a topic, you have also, apart from the topmost conference, topmost book, topmost author, topmost media, you can also have the topmost journal from where you can get the topic. Okay, say suppose I'm writing over here financial management. It is financial management. Okay, so you can see we have a journal that is Financial Innovation, International Journal of Financial Studies, Journal of Student Financial Aid, Annals of Financial Economics, Annual Review of Financial Economics. These are the most relevant and authentic journals, in the field of finance. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So you can also look for the journals, visit the websites of these journals, okay? and you will find call for papers. You will find special issues. You know, if I tell you, let me find, there is a journal, Financial Innovation, okay? Financial Innovation is a journal by Springer. Now you can see I have opened up this journal, and this journal is asking me for the call for papers, right? And they are asking for financial, is it visible? Is it visible to everyone? Okay, right. Yes. You can have this financial innovation for sustainable future. You can have greenwashing and fintech in digital age, challenges and opportunities for sustainable development. See how these, you know, these are the call for papers, and you can also get the topic from these journals. And even if you are getting topics from these journals, it means you have also opportunity to publish in this journal. Yes? Okay? I hope it makes sense. Is it good? Right. I hope you people are enjoying my session. I am trying to give you a lot of information, and that is not possible within 2 hours, right? Okay, now moving towards the session again. You can also have textbooks. You can approach the literature from thesis, conference proceedings, newspapers, internet. So these are the sources. And here, I'm not going to explain these. These are the types of literature review. You can read by yourself. I have given the definitions of these, okay? These are the types of literature review. We have context review, where we talk about the knowledge about particular research, okay, with the help of previous studies. In historical review, we talk about the historical development. Say suppose in Islamic finance, how Islamic finance was developed, okay, in the 17th century, in the 18th century, in the 19th century, with the passage of time. So you can do the historical review. Then we have integrative review. Within integrative review, we talk about agreement and disagreement. 5 studies have agreed that independent variable has positive impact on dependent variable. This is agreement. But meanwhile, few studies have also disagreement. They have shown that independent variable has negative impact on dependent variable. So we keep on developing this discussion in our literature review. So this type of review is known as integrative review, where we talk about agreement and disagreement. Then the fourth type of review is methodological review. It is not only about citing the references in the literature review chapter. In the methodological review, you have to also mention what type of methodology previous authors have applied. You have to cite those, studies as well. Say suppose someone has used panel data and they have applied fixed effect and random effect model. Okay, for fixed effect and random effect model, you are also doing similar study. So you can say that we have followed the methodology of Ahmed et al. 2020. Okay, so you have to give the citation to the methodology as well. If you are following methodology by Cochrane, you can also mention that in our study, we are following the methodology previously done by Cochrane in 2020 in our study. Okay, so this is methodological review. Then we have theoretical review. Whatever the previous theories, this is a very interesting thing. What I do whenever I receive a paper for review, what I do, I simply accept the request. I open that paper and press Control F, and I try to find theory in that paper. If I do not get the word theory in the paper, I straight away reject that paper. Because the main foundation for any of the research paper is to have a theoretical underpinning. If theory is not discussed in any paper, then why to review, why to waste your time? I straight away reject the paper. I write to the editor that there is a lackness in theoretical underpinning. No theory has been discussed related to the topic. Now, either it can be qualitative research or can be quantitative research. You are doing research on, capital structure, and you have skipped bird's eye view theory. You have skipped static order theory. You have skipped pecking order theory. These are the, you have skipped MM theory, Miller and Modigliani and Miller theory. You are doing research on capital structure and you are skipping the major theories. It means you are not justifying your research. So I hope you have got my point. This is my way of reviewing the papers and saving my time. If I press Control F and I get word theory, then my next assessment criteria is how many times word theory has been used in this paper. I check from Control F, I check. Okay, if it is sufficient, like for 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, then I try to read this paper. If the frequency of number theory, word theory is less, I take less interest in reviewing the paper. But if the word means multiple times theory has been discussed, okay, it means that there will be a critique in the paper. There will be a debate in the paper because multiple theories have been discussed, right? So this is my, I am also giving you, based on my experience, I am also giving you tips. And also remember, being a PhD student, start reviewing papers. Your knowledge will be increased. When I was doing my PhD, I reviewed more than 100 papers, because when I finished my PhD, I published 36 research papers. I published 36 research papers first, then I got my PhD degree. That was not the criteria in Pakistan. The criteria was just to publish 1 paper. But I am a passionate researcher, at the midnight at 3 o'clock, whenever my eyes get pop up, I take my mobile and I keep on checking the status of my submitted research papers. And my wife is like, hello, with whom you're talking? then I show, I'm talking to my second wife, that is my research, right? So you have to be crazy, if you're not crazy about research, then you can only reinvent the wheel. For research, you have, see, the best researcher, in my opinion is Elon Musk. He has said that in 2050, he will be arranging, weddings at Mars. What is his idea? He's crazy, right? What is his idea? How he has thought? My second best researcher, in my opinion, is Bill Gates. What he is doing, he is saving the organic seeds for like 500 years, for coming 500 years. He is saving, he has, found laboratories, such type of laboratories that can save the organic seeds of vegetables and fruits. Because he has an idea that there will be no more organic seeds of the vegetables and fruits in coming years, in coming times. That's why what he is doing, he is, artificially he has created some laboratories, and he is saving the seeds of vegetables and fruits for the organic one. Okay, because he's a businessman. He's a businessman. He knows that how his business can survive, how his upcoming generations will be, surviving with his money, with his future plans. So for research, you have to be, if you are a researcher and you are not enthusiastic, you are not crazy, then leave research. Okay? Because for research, you have to be focused. Remember, you do the research for the society, right? Not for yourself. And remember, when you write the literature or complete report, remember, you're not writing for yourself. You're writing for the reader. Okay? So this is about the types of literature review. You can have these types of literature review. I have given the detailed definitions. Okay? Now, let's talk about bibliometric data sources. We have multiple types of bibliometric data sources. We have PubMed for medical sciences, Dimensions for engineering, IEEE for engineering, for Google Scholar is also through Publish or Perish. Publish or Perish? Any idea about Publish or Perish? Great, great. Then we have Scoopers, and then we have Web of Science. And surprisingly, I am very happy to see Out of my 3 universities, previously I have given sessions, they do not had Scopus access. But your university has Scopus access, and it's something interesting. You can do wonders with access to Scopus. See this, we have Web of Science. So these are the databases through which you can download the bibliometric data. Bibliometric data, okay. Now let's see. These are the 3 sister concern techniques. One is systematic literature review, second is bibliometric review, and third is meta-analysis. Systematic literature review is qualitative assessment of the literature. It's a qualitative technique. Meta-analysis is purely a statistical or a quantitative technique. But bibliometric review is both. In systematic literature review, in this slide, I have shown you the differences between these 3, because most of the times researchers, they overlap these 3 concepts. Okay, so with this slide, you need to be very careful, as you can carefully differentiate between these 3 methods: systematic literature review, bibliometric review, and meta-analysis. Now, quickly, for a systematic literature review, systematic literature review is about synthesize and compare the evidence, and suggested number for systematic literature review is either 50 to 100 relevant papers. Download the 50 to 100 relevant papers, okay, and do your systematic literature review. This is a qualitative assessment of the previous literature review. Meta-analysis, synthesize and compares the results. These are statistical results. They look for the qualitative part, whereas meta-analysis covers the statistical results. And for meta-analysis, suggested number of most relevant research paper is 30 to 50. Okay. Now let's talk about my part. That is, I love about this part. Bibliometric review. Synthesize large volume of data. We identify the most influential author, most influential country, most influential organization, most influential document based on the citations. Okay, and minimum number should be 500 relevant research paper. It can be 400 as well as it can be 500 and more than 400, more than that 400 to 500. So let's see. I have also given the definitions of these methods. This is about systematic literature review. Quickly is take my benefit. Okay, I am going to tell you over here. Do you know about SciSpace? There is an artificial intelligence robot. It is SciSpace. Okay, see this. This is a gift for you all. I am going to give you a gift. I hope the audience is with me, sitting on the Zoom. I have opened an AI bot, and I am also going to share the link of this AI bot over here. This is the link for AI bot. Okay, see this. What this SciSpace can do for you. Okay, have you used? Anyone has used SciSpace? Yes? Have you used SciSpace? No? Okay, so gift for you, those who have not used it. Okay, so can you tell me any topic related to maybe financial performance and Indonesia, right? I have simply words financial performance and Indonesia. You will see with this click, you can have 100 of articles, books, conference papers. See this. What is interesting in this? The interesting part in this is you can have the papers over here. Okay, these are the titles of the papers, the recent one. This is the insight from the paper, and this is the literature review from the paper. This is about the conclusion from the paper. This is the summarized abstract. These are the results from the paper. What are the methods being used? What are the methods being used by the paper? This is the literature survey. Limitations in this paper. With few clicks, You have lots of information. You know, this is the age of artificial intelligence. We call it generative AI with deep learning and machine learning. Okay, so with few clicks you can do wonders, and you can read hundreds of research papers in a one go. Okay, now you can see this. Why I'm telling you this? Because this is what this SciSpace is doing, systematic literature review for you, and we call it systematic literature review. Now quickly let me tell you something interesting in this. Okay, I cannot see a column with hypothesis, or I cannot see a column with theories, right? So let's create a customized column. It will again, extract the theory discussed in these papers. Okay, so what I'm going to do, add column, create new column. What should be the title of that column? It should be theory or model, right? I have created this column. This is generative AI. Can you see this? A new column has been created and the information has been extracted. Is it interesting? Yes. Okay. Now let me give you another gift. Okay. Now see, this is a paid software, right? I have access to it. For you, no need to pay. There is a trick. How to get the data. Okay, simply you do what? Set the columns. Okay, select the data and Control V in the Excel. Okay, select the data and Control V paste in the Excel. So no need to download the data, no need to have a subscription of this SciSpace. It is free of cost, right? Sorry? An example? Yes, why not? Okay, see what I am going to do. I am simply selecting this data. See this. This is not only for 10 papers. You can have the more information, more than these 10 papers. Just scroll down, you will have more information. See this. And this whole information is related to financial performance in Indonesia. See this. Now, the number has increased till 40 papers. Okay, and simply do what? Simply select the data as we usually do, Control C. Okay, I am doing for like 2 papers, Control C, and then Control V, yes. And go to Excel part. So see, this is Friday today and I'm giving you so many gifts. So you have to remember me in your prayers. Okay? Friday blessings. Yes. See this. It's done. Yes. Right? So no need to subscribe it. It's free of cost for you. For everyone, in fact, those who know about it. Right? Make sense? Okay. Now let me tell you a very interesting thing. And with this, you will be surprised. Now you will see the real face of just 1% of artificial intelligence. Just 1%, okay? What I'm going to do, I hope my participants from the sitting in the Zoom, they are enjoying my session. Yes? I need your response in the chat box. Because for me, feedback is very important. Okay, let me see. Why minimum 5 reference? Why 500 papers for meta-analysis? Okay, I will be great. Thank you. Thank you, Fabrice. Could the committee please share the recording of the video? Yes, recording will be shared then. Okay, I'll be answering all the questions in the end. Now, the most important part, the real face of artificial intelligence, just 1% real face of artificial intelligence. You can see, here is my library. Okay. Here is my library. Go to my library. I have already uploaded some papers. You can also upload the papers of your choice and get this systematic literature review done. It is not only about, sometimes, remember, all the databases are not authentic. I always prefer Web of Science, or I always prefer Scopus. I do not believe in Google Scholar. Why? Because in the Google Scholar, non-peer reviewed papers are also there. You know, non-indexed journals are also there. That's why I do not believe in Google Scholar. What I do, I select the papers from Web of Science. I download those papers one by one. I upload in my library in SciSpace. And it gives me everything, whatever I want, even the customized columns. Okay, now the real face. You want to see the real face of AI? Yes, just 1% of real face of AI. Okay, so I have some papers already in my system over here, right? What I'm going to do, see this. Here is a paper. I am opening this paper that was already uploaded. Okay, don't be amazed, because you are going to be amazed. See this. This is a research paper. I got to review this paper. Okay, so this is the research paper, right? This is the abstract. This is the hypothesis, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and this is telling us something about stock performance. Okay, here we have, this is what, this is a table, right? I am facing problem in understanding this table. Now I'm going to ask AI. Okay, what I'm going to ask AI, there is a tab, we call it, see this, there is a tab, we call it explain math and table. I have clicked on this tab. I am going back. Okay, I am selecting this table. And I'm leaving my tab. On my right side, my co-pilot, I'm the pilot, my co-pilot is going to give me the explanation of this table in the most easiest words. See this, it's done. Class, can you see this? All the variables definitions, what are the sources according to this table, complete information in the most easiest way. Okay, so this is what, this is just 1% of the real face of artificial intelligence. Okay, can this system, can this SciSpace explain this framework for me? Okay, let's check. Let's select this. I want my co-pilot to explain this. Okay, I have selected and my co-pilot is explaining this for me. Is it okay? Class, it has explained everything for me, right? So this is what, this is the real face. Okay, the last part, then we will move towards, yes, my favorite one. Oh, I am unable to understand these equations. I'm weak in maths. I'm from, previously my studies were from the medical background. I have not studied anything in engineering. That's why I'm facing the problem in understanding this equation. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply selecting this, and my co-pilot is going to explain every beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, everything for me. Sounds good? Okay, no more problems in maths now. Okay, so this was I have to complete so many things as well. So now in 2 hours, whatever I can give you, that will be not sufficient. Okay, that is not sufficient. So you have to explore yourself. I am here to facilitate you. I am here to give you more ways. Okay, and I'll be also sharing my number. If you have any queries, you can also discuss with me. Now we are done with the systematic literature review part. I hope it's good. Yes, okay. Who is going to learn here? AI. Yes, AI is going to learn. Actually, AI is helping us to learn, right? Though a few of the professors, they are not, happy with AI. At PhD studies, at master's studies by research, you can use AI, but not for the undergrad studies. You know, this is my perception. Yes. The website. Yeah, it's Sci space. It's you can write typeset dot. I have already I have already shared in the chat box. Yes, in the Zoom. Okay, so I'm going to write. Okay, not a big deal. See this. You can have it is Sci space typeset dot AI. It is typeset dot AI. See this. I have. Is it okay? Typeset dot AI. And you know, this is just nothing. I hardly use this, but I only, assist my students initially to start learning because I prefer using consensus. I prefer using Scholar AI. There are lots of AI bots, you know, for researchers. Okay, now moving towards the next part of our session. Okay, so we have covered these types, Web of Science. I hope systematic literature review is done. Yes, for systematic literature review, we follow the Prisma. This is the sample. I cannot teach you so many things. My focus is on bibliometric review. Now let's explore bibliometric review. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, bibliometric review is about managing the large data, right? And okay, managing the large data. So what I am going to do over here, now you will see, I am just opening Scopus. Okay. So this is Scopus with me. Have you people used Scopus like this? Have you people used Scopus like this? Have you downloaded research articles using Scopus? That's great. That's great. Okay. Now, what I'm going to write, I'm interested in downloading a data that is related to what I have prepared for you in today's session, that is on financial management. Okay. See this. My topic for today is this. These are the research questions now. Okay. Setting future research agenda in financial management, a bibliometric review. My first research question that is going to be answered today, what are the main trends in financial management over the time? What are the most frequently cited research papers, prominent countries, organizations, and prominent authors in the field of financial management? Bibliometric review can answer all these research questions. What are the main themes and topics covered in the literature on financial management? What are the geographical and institutional distributions of research outputs in financial management? What are the future research questions to be answered? Okay. So the purpose of bibliometric review is to give you the future research agenda. Okay. For this, I have used this search query. This is the search query. Okay. Now, let's talk about financial management. Now, I will be telling you what comes under the umbrella of financial management. If I tell you, because my session is on financial management, so financial management basically comes from accounting, right? Accounting. What is an accounting? Accounting, in simple words, if I say, what is an accounting? Accounting is a language of business, isn't it? Right? You know, after my sessions, you know, usually students give me the feedback that you keep difficult things very easy, right? That's why I start with the definitions. Those are for the layman. So you can see this is the search query. Now, financial management, the foundation of financial management comes from accounting. Now, what is accounting? Accounting is a language of business. Now, this is the layman definition. What is the bookish definition or theoretical definition? Accounting is the systematic way of recording, classifying, summarizing, posting, communicating the financial transactions, isn't it? For the businesses. So this is the accounting definition. Now, the most difficult thing when I started learning accounting or finance is the accounting equation. I call it the most weird thing. When assets, how assets, it was a nightmare for me. How assets are equals to liabilities plus shareholders equity. That was a very difficult question to understand. Then during my when I used to teach O levels, then I started learning accounting, and then from the book of Frankfurt, then Meeks and Meeks, and then accounting. Then I learned accounting in a very difficult way. But accounting is all about having the balance of assets with liabilities and shareholders equity. Now, my students from the financial management classes, they ask me, sir, can you define financial management in easy words? So I say them that you know the accounting equation. They say yes. Managing the accounting equation is financial management. Managing the accounting equation is financial management. Why? Because accounting equation tells us about the debt financing or equity financing. With liabilities, we go with debt financing. With equity, we go with equity financing. So managing the debt and equity financing in the organizations is financial management. Now for managing the debt and equity financing, so debt and equity financing, can I call it financing mix? Yes or no? Yes, it is a financing mix, right? Can I say debt mix of debt and equity is a capital structure? Yes or no? Yes, it is a capital structure. Okay, so managing the financing mix is financial management. Managing the accounting equation is financial management. Managing the capital structure is financial management. Now, how to manage this financial management? We have to check what comes under the umbrella of financial management. It's financial planning, financial control, financial administration, financial oversight, financial supervision, strategy, governance, operations, coordination, stewardship, fiscal plan management, fiscal planning, fiscal control, fiscal administration, fiscal oversight, fiscal supervision, fiscal strategy, fiscal governance, fiscal operations, fiscal coordination, corporate finance, financial performance, financial health, financial analysis, financial efficiency, and financial effectiveness. These all are the synonyms of financial management, right? That's how I have searched the data using this search query. My purpose is to assess, my purpose is to set the future research agenda for financial management, right? That's why I have included all the synonyms of financial management. You can see over here, I have included all the synonyms. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply copying this search query and pasting it in the Scopus. Okay, and I want this information from the article titles, and simply click search. You will see we have on these words, we have around 12,532 documents. Okay, those who have used these words in their title of the study. And remember, these are the documents. Documents cover conference proceedings, review papers, articles, books, book chapters. But for bibliometric review, our focus is on what? Our focus is on articles only. So I am applying a filter, articles. And specifically, I'm interested to see a region, okay? And all the papers must be, language should be English, because highest number of papers published in the field of finance are published in English. Another important part is the region, okay? So I can select the region as well. So let's select, let me check Indonesia. So how many papers are published in this field? 481 papers, okay? 481 papers are there. 481, 485 papers are there, okay? And simply what I'm going to do, I am simply exporting this data in CSV file. Is it okay? And I have already this data with me. Okay, so I have already this data with me. What I have done, I have using RStudio, I have done something on this. Okay, using RStudio, I have done something on this, and I am going to show you the output. What type of output we get with this bibliometric review. Let me complete first, then I will tell you about the software. Okay, so from this is the data. What is the selected country? Region is Indonesia, right? In Indonesia, from 2008 to 2024, using Scopus database, I got 485 papers. Okay, this is the data I prepared last night, and today the number again is 481. 481 or 485 does not make sense. Okay, so 485 documents are there. These are the articles, and 485 documents are published in how many journals? 193 journals. Sources means journals. This is the annual growth rate of publication in the field of financial management by Indonesian authors. Okay, and how many Indonesian authors are there who have published on Indonesian? That is 1,390. Authors of single authored documents, 39 papers are single authored. Okay, this is international co-authorship. So now, how you will be surprised to know how I have got this, this data. This is the dashboard. I have got this using the BiblioShiny in RStudio. So I'll be telling you. So this is bibliometric data on financial management articles from Scopus. Okay, see this. This is the annual production, scientific production, and this is what? This is the growth. Okay, this is the growth of the articles year by year, and there is a peak over here. It means in 2022, lots of papers were published in the field of financial management in 2022. Reason being, that was showing the post-COVID effect. Okay, you can see from 2022, then again there is a rise. 2022 to 23, this is annual scientific production in the field of financial management in Indonesia. Now, what is the most influential journal that has published papers on financial management? Journal is International Journal of Innovation, Creativity and Science. How many papers they have published? Out of 485, they have published 26 papers in the field of financial management. So whenever you as an Indonesian author want to work on financial management, do not skip this journal, because in this journal most of the Indonesian studies related to financial management have been published, right? Okay, so this is the sources production over time, how journals have produced the papers. Okay, and the journal showing blue line, that is International Journal of Innovation, Creativity and Change, have published massively from 2018 to 2024. The highest number of papers being published by this journal in the field of financial management. Okay, let's see who is the most relevant author who has published in the field of financial management in Indonesia. That is Andre E. Andre E. He has published 10 papers on financial management in Indonesia. Okay? You thought your name? Okay, so Andre, okay? So it is surprising. Now, the important implication for you is, learning for you is, you should not skip his papers, because he has already worked on, financial management on Indonesia. Okay, then you have, see, this is the Andre's, production over time. He has published, a first paper on financial management he published in 2019. Then in 2020, he has published more papers. He has published around 4 papers, 5 papers in 2020. Then again, he has published in 2022. And then he has recently published 1 paper in 2024. So do not skip his papers when you work on financial management. I will be also providing this presentation. Okay, so these are the, authors local impact, means authors H index. Do you know about H index? H index is the, index that shows the researcher's credibility. Researcher's credibility. So Andre has H index of 7 according to Scopus. Okay, 7 means the number of, citations on his papers, and he has the highest citations on his paper, and he has also highest number of papers published in the field of financial management on Indonesia. So do not skip his papers in your literature whenever you want to work. Okay, and I would suggest you must read his paper, the recent paper he has published in 2024. You might get some gap for your topic. Okay, the most influential organization, a university, that university is Airlangga Universitas. I don't know about this university. Surabaya. Okay, so that in that university, authors from this university have published 47 papers on financial management from 2008 to 2024. Okay, so if you want to collaborate, try to collaborate for your publications with the people from this university. Okay, they might also arrange funding for you in such type of studies. You have to look for the research centers. Do they have such type of research center? Maybe? Yes. So you have to see, I told you in the beginning of my session, we have lots of information. We have to create knowledge out of it. And what we are doing, we are creating knowledge. We are trying to have a collaboration. I am giving you suggestions to collaborate with them. Okay. Okay, the next university is Brawijaya University with 29 articles in the field of financial management according to Scopus. Okay, then we have the most important paper, highest number of citations that paper has received. That is from an Indonesian author. It's Maharani M. 2018. It is published in Asian Journal of Accounting Research. This paper has got 134 citations. This is the most influential research paper in the field of financial management. Then second is Ramlina 2009. It is in Quarterly Review of Economics and Finance. It has got 119 citations. It means it is being cited by 119 other research papers. Okay, see this. This is the themes we have identified. Now we are moving towards the quantitative part is about to be completed for bibliometric review. Now we are moving towards the qualitative part, because based on this information, we have formed themes, thematic analysis, future research agenda. So now you can see the niche themes. Niche themes are, according to the data we have provided to this software, that is innovation, client focus, company performance. These three are the niche themes. If you want to work on your topics, you have to consider, must use these words in your topics. Either it is innovation, either it is client focus, either it is company performance. Then what are the motor themes? It is banking, financial system, sustainability. What are the emerging or declining themes? We have CSR, corporate social responsibility by the firms, and how CSR is impacting on the financial performance of the company. Then we have ESG, environment, social governance factors. Okay, so this is the thematic map on financial management. Then we have, wow, you can see this. This is what? This is word cloud. Okay, and based on 485 articles, we have got this word cloud. Okay, from this you can have what I have done. I have extracted the themes from this qualitative part. Okay, based on the repetitive frequency of the words. It is innovation, banking, manufacturing industry, least squares approximations, financial performance, data analysis, financial market, company performance, energy efficiency, natural resource, social responsibility. Okay, so out of, the previous information I have showed, I have identified these 7 research streams for you people. You can do research on these 7 research streams. First of all, I have identified the research streams, the themes, it's umbrella. Within this, I will suggest you the topics, research topics. And within those research topics, I will also give you the research questions that you need to answer. Okay? And this is for the Indonesia. This is for the Indonesia as well as, the global market. So the first theme you can see, that is sustainable finance. Sustainable finance. Okay. Then we have technological innovation in finance. So these are the general themes under which you can work, under which you can, identify your PhD thesis topic. Financial inclusion, that also covers financial literacy, right? You have behavioral finance. You have to check the rational decision making by the investors in the stock market. You have to check the sentimental analysis by the investors in the stock market, investors in the real estate market, investors in any type of financial instrument. Then you have regulatory challenges and financial stability. And if you can recall, I also showed this, I also showed you this as a financial management problem for Indonesian firms. Remember? The compliance, the regulatory requirements. Okay. The next part is risk management. And the 7th theme for you is, that is fintech and digital transformation. Now, let's see. So another gift for you. Within sustainable finance, you can do research that can explore the integration of ESG criteria in investment strategies. That's your topic. So you are on the right track. You are on the right track. Very good. Okay. So research exploring the integration of ESG criteria in investment strategies. How ESG is impacting maybe in bullish and bearish market, right? So with the investment strategies, you can consider ESG. How ESG is not only impacting on stock market, but also on real estate market, right? Also on Forex market in Indonesia, right? So you have the chance, you can work on this. The next topic I would suggest to you within the field of technological innovations in finance is impact of emerging technologies such as AI, machine learning, and blockchain on financial services, right? Impact of innovations, technological innovations on financial services, because most of the banks now, they have started giving the responses using AI. Previously, customer feedback was provided by human, but now robots are responding your queries, and how in case of customer services in the banks, how it is impacting on the financial services maybe, right? So this is again a broad topic. You can specify, you can narrow down this topic with your supervisor. So this is a gift for you. This can be the second topic for your research. So here I'll be giving you 7 research topics, okay? And these are the 7 research topics, but I am not specifying any industry. If in the audience we have 10 people, 20 people right now sitting over here, one can work on the impact of AI on banks, impact of AI on real estate market, second topic. So just change the industry. Are you getting my point? Yes. So here I am, at the end of my session, you all will be having hundreds of topics in your mind, right? So this is what I am here, right? Okay, then we have financial inclusion, a very important part, right? Financial inclusion towards community development. How the government is, financially inclusive towards the rural population. This is also an important part that you can cover. Strategies to enhance access to financial services in undeserved regions and populations. Okay, so if you want to work, Remember, you do research for the society. Remember, whenever I go for the evaluations, PhD examinations, my first question from the PhD candidate is how your topic is going to be benefited to the society. Explain me this. Okay, and majority of the students, majority of the candidates, they fail to answer my question. And this is a very simple question. If you don't do research by keeping your stakeholders in your mind, if you don't keep your stakeholders in your mind, then again, your research will be only for you, not for the society. Okay, it means you have just done this research to get degree, right? Not to give return to the society. Okay. Oh my God, we have to finish? Yes. Okay, then you have behavioral finance. Behavioral finance, exploration of psychological factors. Madam, don't worry, I will be providing you this presentation. I will be sending this presentation and the related material to Devi. Okay, factors influencing financial decision making, as Professor Amida rightly pointed out in the beginning, that this is also one of the important challenge. Okay, regulatory changes in financial stability. What are the effects of evolving financial regulations? See, government has imposed, in all the countries, various governments have, imposed the financial regulations, maybe on taxes, maybe on corporate taxes. So how these are, affecting the overall stability and growth of a financial sector, maybe a growth of companies. So you can also check this. This is a wonderful area that need to be explored. About the risk management, various ways for financial risk assessment, okay, right? And then you have fintech and digital transformation. Digital transformation and fintech innovations on traditional financial services. So you can have a comparative analysis, what digital transformation has brought, what fintech innovations have brought in comparison to traditional financial services. You can provide a comparison and you can have a, okay, now the next part. Previously, I have given you the themes. Then now I have extracted topics for you. And in the next slides, you will see the main output of future research agenda. The future research questions are also there. So just take these questions, okay, with you, start your thesis.
Thank
So
you.
this is what the agenda of future research agenda, the effects of evolving. I have given all the research questions, and the main output of this bibliometric study is future research questions and way forward for future researchers. And remember, what is the main purpose of these techniques? In order to understand the present, by connecting the past, as you can predict the future. So it's all from my side. Thank you so much. Here is an acknowledgement to His Excellency Dr. June Kunchoro, Council General of Indonesia in Karachi. I am thankful to Jakarta State University for inviting me, Prof. Hamida, Prof. Devi, and Ms. Devi for organizing and all the communications, and to my own university, NAD University, for allowing me and giving me no objection certificate to go and spread whatever the knowledge I have. So these are my, I introduced my topic with this. We are drowning in information and a start for knowledge. So let's start the exploration. Thank you. These are my contact details. Now, if we have questions from the audience sitting over here.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Over to you. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your valuable insight, Pak Farhan Hamed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we open for the question and answer session. First of all, I would like to invite from the audience that joined through this class or offline. Is there anyone who want to raise your question to Pak Farhan? You can raise your hands up.
Yes, please.
Sorry, maybe you can use this mic.
Hello, Dr. Farhan
Hello.
Ahmad. This is Panji from Jakarta. The first one, I want to ask about the question, the different about the meta-analysis and bibliographic analysis.
Yes.
As we heard before, as we know, the bibliometric analysis is meta-analysis. What the different? What different exactly? Can you describe specifically? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, as far as the difference between bibliometric review and meta-analysis is concerned, I told you meta-analysis is done on a limited number of papers, like 30 to 50. Okay, whereas bibliometric review, you saw that we have worked on 485 articles, right? So, in bibliometric review, you have to take large volume of data, large volume of papers, relevant papers. Whereas in meta-analysis, our focus is only on 30 to 50 papers, not more than that. This is a general practice. And the key difference again between meta-analysis and bibliometric is meta-analysis only works for the statistical results. If say suppose there are 40 papers, okay, there are 40 papers. I'm interested to do a meta-analysis on working capital management and its impact on financial performance of the companies, right? Now for this, for meta-analysis, I will be downloading all the available papers, those who have worked on assessing the impact of working capital management on financial performance. Say suppose I have got 200 papers. Now from those 200 papers, I have to be very specific because for meta-analysis, suggested number of article is 30 to 50. I will be filtering out all the research papers and I will only sort out the most relevant papers. From those 200 papers, I came to know that there are 50 papers that are most relevant. Now I have to check the statistical results of all those 50 papers. Say suppose out of those 50 papers, 35 papers said that working capital management has positive impact on financial performance, whereas remaining 15 papers have said that working capital management has negative impact on financial performance. So here we, in meta-analysis, we conclude our results on the basis of statistical analysis, on the basis of R square, on the basis of adjusted R square, on the basis of size sample effect. Okay? Whereas in bibliometric analysis is both qualitative as well as quantitative, whereas meta-analysis is only statistical analysis. I hope makes sense, right?
But I have read the article before, the bibliometric analysis. He shared this statistic too, and how about you explain?
Yes, you know, I think you are talking about a paper that has done both bibliometric as well as meta-analysis. Okay, for that you can do. You can use two methodologies in a single paper. It's okay. There is no harm in it, right? Yes. Do we have more questions, please?
Okay, is there anyone? Okay, Pak Panji, can you give the mic to the Ibu? Yes, Effie. Please introduce yourself.
Thank
first.
you. Sir, I have, my research is in sustainability reporting and sustainability finance. Can you give me a new insight about that topic or hot issue about sustainability finance and sustainability reporting? Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So I would suggest you that you have mixed two important fields. One is sustainability reporting according to International Financial Reporting Standards, and second is sustainable finance. I would suggest you to stick with sustainability reporting. Recently, I am supervising one study. It is on sustainability reporting and its effects on financial performance of the companies. Okay, so I would suggest you to go with sustainability reporting and check the impact of sustainability reporting on the performance of the companies. Okay, do not go with sustainable finance because sustainability reporting comes under the umbrella of sustainable finance. Umbrella is sustainable finance, right? For sustainable finance, you must have a sustainability reporting. I hope you have got my point, right? So there are papers on impact of sustainability reporting on financial performance. There is a Brazilian paper, I believe, and they have taken data from Bloomberg. Okay, so try to check with it. Do Indonesia have Bloomberg?
Yes.
Yes, and they maintain the data of companies on Bloomberg.
Yes.
Yes. So take ESG data. Take ESG data for sustainability reporting. Apart from that, what my students have done, because in Pakistan we do not report, only out of out of 540 companies, only 10 companies they do the sustainability reporting. So what my students have done, recently I have asked them to read the financial statement, financial annual reports of those companies, and what they have done, they have explicitly, step by step, collected the data from all the annual reports of those companies, and that was a very difficult task, because in case of Pakistan we do not have data in Bloomberg related to ESG, but now we have, we are planning to share our collected data with Security Exchange Commission, is they can report our data to Bloomberg. Okay, so impact of ESG or sustainability reporting on financial performance. But remember, sustainability reporting is one of the important standard of international financial reporting standards. You have to check IFRS for it. There is S1 and S1.2. Yes, S2. Yes, you have to check with it. Okay, and you have to also look either any other Indonesian author has published on this or not. You have to check it. And say suppose if he has published on a single sector, or maybe on a manufacturing sector, you can also check it on service sector. Okay, so thing is, I would suggest you to do bibliometric review on sustainability reporting. Okay, your life will be easy then.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, before we go to the the question from the participant in the Zoom, is there anyone again to raise the question? If not, we will go to the Zoom question.
Okay. Okay. I hope Zoom participants are with me. Yes. And okay, the question is, hi, Professor Farhan, I am Silvana. I really appreciate it. Okay. I will influence financial management in next 5 to 10 years. Yes. You have asked about the financial management problems for next 5 to 10 years. I am sharing this document with you, and this document is property of your university. You can explore this. I have prepared this lecture for your university specifically. Okay, so you can read this the topics, the future research questions from this, and you can explore. I have specifically designed this for your university, considering the research topics from 5 to 10 years. So you can have this. Okay, about explain how data smoothing techniques can improve accuracy. Yes, data smoothing, if specific or if appropriate data smoothing techniques can be applied for financial data. First of all, we have to check the unit root. Either the data has unit root or not. Okay, but when it comes to stock market data, I hope the question with the student who has asked the question is listening to me. When it is financial data or data related to stock market, we have non-normal data, and for this we have to apply some different methodologies like GMM, generalized method of moments, for non-financial data, right? So you have to look for what type of data you have. On the basis of data, we can apply the robust checks on it. Okay. I think financial problems in Indonesia, transparency and weakness in financial literacy, right? Okay. Then financial engineering is more focused on beautifying financial reports, should address operational funding problems in a flexible manner. What's your opinion? Yes, the companies, they publish very beautiful reports, and they spend, a lot of money on it in the shape of hard copies. So this is not a sustainable reporting, right? Sustainable reporting must be paper free. And yes, it's, Security Exchange Commission should be more vigilant. Their, forensic audit should be regular for the companies, and they have to look for the, how financial intermediaries are working with those companies. Then this problem can be resolved. And internal funding and external funding, financing is the problem, is the personal problem, individual problem of the company. It is not for all the companies. Yes, someone has said about American Finance Association annual meeting, yes. Are there any strategies or alternative approaches you would recommend for dealing with this lacking of data? No, I would suggest you, if you don't have data, do not try research on this data. Okay, and if you don't have data, why not to create that data? This can be also research. But remember, you have to check with your supervisor. Either you are doing your PhD in statistics or you are doing PhD in financial management. You have to check with it, okay? You can also, you can also keep it as your first objective. First, we will be collecting or creating a data by creating index, maybe, right? What strategies would you recommend to dealing with missing data? I have already addressed. So keep first objective is creating data for the missing values and then putting the data with the normal data in order to achieve your second objective. I agree, Indonesia have an OSS system related to financial data terminals. Yes. Unpublishing manuscript is basic key to finding gaps or novelty due to weakness of literacy, but can it be used or basis for literature review? Remember, not all the, say suppose, few days back I was a keynote speaker at in one of the conference, that my session was on fiscal decentralization and its impact on the human development of Pakistan. But that was my keynote speech, right? I prepared a paper, it is not reviewed, and I'm not interested in publishing that paper. I'm not interested in publishing that paper, but what I do, I usually publish that stuff or that presentation on my LinkedIn account, as people may read. So, sometimes unpublished, sometimes unreviewed, non-reviewed work can do miracles, because all the keynote speeches are not meant to be converted in the paper form and to be published as a paper. Okay, so sometimes, you have to check the credibility of the speaker. You have to check the credibility of the person who is delivering keynote speech. So you can, I hope I have given your answer. What minimum 5 difference, minimum 400 papers for qualitative methods? No. For systematic literature review and for meta-analysis, number is not more than 50 to 100, whereas for bibliometric, number has to be, this is a general practice, there is no rule for it, so that's why it is a suggested practice. Okay, could the committee please share the recording of the video? I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Devi would do that, and Henry. Great, thank you, thank you. Who is going to learn here? Okay, I feel incredibly motivated, energized. Thank you. Dr. Farhan, okay, you have, okay, thank you. I know about my supernatural abilities. Okay, so that's all from my side.
Okay.
I have answered all the questions. If you have more questions from the audience, you can simply write and.
Okay, maybe we can give a big applause for Pak Farhan Ahmed. Thank you very much for your insight. Really deep knowledge for us. Okay, I think we will give some souvenirs from, maybe Prof. Hamida and Bu Liandra can go. Pak Ajis and also Pak Ajis can be here to give the souvenirs. Plug. Okay. Okay. Give a big applause for this. And then the second from Pajis. Okay. Wow. 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 It's amazing. Beautiful, Ibu.
You know, I have 4 papers published in Bhasa. Yes, I have a strong association with the university.
Okay, thank you. Can we give a big applause?
Now let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. Okay, sir, please. Okay, I'm going to do magic. Okay, so everyone please stand up. Okay, everyone please stand up. Okay, do like this. Everyone, yes. Okay. In Pakistan, we call thank you shukriya. Okay, shukriya. Okay, so let's start. Please, with a louder voice. Shukriya. Thank you.
Okay. Maybe we can go into the front to take a picture.
Okay, Shukriya. Video. Okay, okay, the magic. Start. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I'm doing with lots of memories.
Okay, everyone, thank you for your attendance. Also, I would like to thanks to the participants that already joined through Zoom. Hopefully, this event will be beneficial for us, especially for the students and the lecturer can get more knowledge about the setting future research agenda in finance management. Thank you very much, Pak Farhan Ahmed.
Thank you.
We'll see you when I see you.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone. And see you in next event. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you everyone and have a good day. Bye-bye.